The stable economic partnership between the U.S. and Mexico, long built on affordable Mexican labor and expansive American consumer markets, now stands on shaky ground. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has declared that Mexico has a contingency plan, dubbed Plan B, should Trump's tariffs proceed. Could Mexico's countermeasures destabilize the entire USMCA framework, or will diplomacy prevail? In a recent press conference, President Claudia Sheinbaum hinted at diplomatic avenues, but warned clearly that retaliatory actions remain an option. American manufacturers now face fears of soaring costs and supply shortages if Mexico follows through. Mexico's trump card: cutting oil and automotive supplies. Mexico has openly hinted that its response could involve drastic steps, such as cutting off critical oil and natural gas exports to the U.S. and imposing heavy taxes on automotive parts. Given that U.S. refineries heavily depend on Mexican crude oil, a supply cut could cause severe disruptions and sharply increased fuel prices, particularly impacting refineries around Texas. The automotive industry also faces enormous risks. Every day, hundreds of trucks transport automotive parts across the border. Tariffs and retaliatory measures could devastate these crucial supply chains, severely impacting American, Japanese, and European car manufacturers who rely on Mexico's low-cost labor. What would a supply cut mean for the U.S.? If Mexico proceeds to restrict oil and energy flows or impose additional tariffs on critical automotive components, U.S. manufacturers would bear the brunt. Production lines in America, heavily integrated with Mexican factories, would face crippling costs, supply shortages, and potential shutdowns. On March 4th, President Sheinbaum emphasized Mexico's strategy of diplomatic patience before retaliation. She confirmed plans to personally discuss tariff concerns with President Trump in an upcoming call scheduled for March the 6th, aiming to set benchmarks to avoid a trade war. Political pressures and economic realities. Despite diplomatic overtures, Mexico remains prepared to announce countermeasures if the U.S. does not relent by March 9th. Sources indicate Mexico could target American agricultural products and key assembly parts industries with additional taxes. Economically, both nations depend heavily on one another. U.S. markets rely on Mexico's affordable manufacturing, and Mexico relies on American consumer demand. However, Trump's strong stance on border protection and economic nationalism resonates politically in the U.S., while López Obrador's resistance bolsters his domestic popularity. Economists warn a full-scale trade war is a lose-lose scenario. Both countries risk severe economic damage, yet political posturing could push them toward confrontation. Possible outcomes: diplomacy versus trade. War. A critical point of concern is the potential alliance between Mexico, Canada, and China. Canada has threatened to target iconic American brands, while China has already planned new tariffs on American products effective March 10th. If Mexico joins this united front, the U.S. economy could face intense pressure from multiple directions, exacerbating inflation and causing widespread disruption. Yet diplomatic solutions remain viable. Experts suggest Trump may narrow the scope of tariffs or grant specific exemptions for automotive components, while Mexico might ease tensions by maintaining steady oil exports. Conclusion and outlook. The moment Mexico decides to cut oil exports or significantly raise prices, American markets will feel immediate effects, triggering inflation and economic instability, risks that could weaken Trump politically ahead of elections. Mexico's aggressive stance may indeed be a negotiating tactic designed to force concessions from the U.S. administration. As both nations stand firm, a pivotal question remains. Will economic reality force a compromise, or will political bravado escalate into a full-blown trade war? What do you think? Is Mexico genuinely prepared to take drastic measures, or is this an elaborate bargaining chip? And how might the United States respond to these threats? Share your thoughts below, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to like the video. See you in the next update.